everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, head out to my local Walmart, my local Dollar Tree, and my local Target. Picked up some great stuff, so let's take a look at what I got. The first 4 titles I picked up, all from my local Walmart for only $5 a piece. And the first one was G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra, the 2-disc digital copy edition Blu-ray release. Yes, $5 for this. Very excited about that. A lot of people have been looking for this. It's very hit or miss with your Walmart stores. Some people are lucky enough to find them in their stores. Other people are not. I was lucky enough to get the last copy my store had, which I actually asked an employee about last Friday. He said there was one copy. He scanned the barcode. Said there was one copy in stock, but since it wasn't on the shelf, it could be anywhere. He didn't even bother to look for it, so I figured I'm not going to find it. But he said if he came across it, he'd put it aside for me, and if I came back in, maybe he'd have it on hold for me. I wasn't holding my breath, figured that'll never happen. This guy's never going to look for it. Sure enough, when I went in today, I was just poking around the $5 bin. He goes, "Hey, you were in here last week. I have that movie you wanted." I was completely shocked. He went behind the counter, handed it to me, so very cool to get this for only $5. The next title I picked up was Ford Movie Marathon James Stewart Westerns. This comes with Bend of the River, The Far Country, Night Passage, and The Rare Breed. As far as older westerns go, I can be a bit picky about which ones I like. I'm definitely a much bigger fan of modern day westerns, but I have seen some great ones, and so far all the James Stewart westerns I've seen I've loved, but not surprisingly, because James Stewart is a fantastic actor. Every movie I've ever seen him in, I've absolutely loved. So for $5, definitely had to pick this up. Then I grabbed Return to Green Acres, the 1990 made-for-TV Green Acres reunion movie. It actually is 120 minutes long. I was kind of taken back by the length of this, but definitely looking forward to checking this out. I love Green Acres. I'm a huge fan of the TV series. I have all the seasons that they release anyway on DVD, so very excited when I came across this. Although I find it odd they released this, but they still haven't finished releasing all the seasons of Green Acres. I don't really get that. Wish they'd get around to finally doing that. But still, for $5, had to pick it up, and definitely looking forward to checking it out. And the last title I grabbed from my local Walmart was All Dogs Go to Heaven, the series, Best Friends Forever. Now, I do have the other 2 releases that came out before this one, but I definitely wanted to grab this because this only repeats 2 episodes from those previous releases, so definitely wanted to grab this for the new episodes. I had no idea this was even being released, had no clue about this one, so very happy and very surprised to come across this. I'm hoping maybe someday we get the season's release of this show. I don't know, but for now, definitely wanted to pick it up. Then from Walmart, ran out to my local Dollar Tree store for only $1, picked up Stormhawk's Heroes of the Sky. Now last year, my local Dollar Tree store, when they got in some DVDs, I actually ended up picking up 2 Stormhawks DVDs. They came with about 4 or 5 episodes on each. And when I grabbed this, I pretty much assumed it was going to be just those episodes again. And from what I saw, it mostly was, except this actually has 3 other episodes on it that were not on those 2 previous releases that I bought. So I definitely wanted to pick this one up. I actually have not watched this series yet. The 2 releases that I picked up previously, actually haven't checked it out yet, but this gets decent reviews. So for $1, had to grab it for the extra episodes. And the last story I hit up today was my local Target. For only $9.99, I picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Final Season, which is the 10th season. This here finishes up the entire original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. Very excited to get this. We even get the episodes Once Upon a Time Machine and Planet of the Turtleoids, which were missing from some previous releases. We even get those on here, which completes every single episode from the series. Very excited about that. Obviously, as many of you probably did, I grew up with this series. I was a huge fan. Had all the action figures. Watch this one every Saturday morning. So very excited to complete the set. So that's it for what I bought today. So now into what I watched. And today I checked out The Legend of Billie Jean. And this I definitely want to sit down and watch ASAP. Because, well, one, it's a fantastic movie. And also, since I just recently picked this up, I've been nervous ever since I got it, because as you can see, the artwork isn't looking so great, very faded, it's a rental copy, even the tape isn't looking all that good, so I was a little nervous that maybe this wasn't going to play, maybe it was going to be a very shoddy VHS, which would have really upset me because I had been looking for this VHS release for years now, and when I came across it, I was pretty excited, especially since I only picked it up for $1, which was a great deal. So I definitely wanted to put this in and watch it today, and It played beautifully, looked great. Even though it's, it looks like it's seen better days, it still played perfectly. So I was very, very excited about that. And this movie is a childhood favorite of mine. This is one of those movies that was always playing on HBO or cable or Prism or one of those stations like that when I was a little kid. Always on TV. Every Saturday morning when it was, or I should say every like rainy Saturday or Sunday, I could flip through the channels and I would probably always find The Legend of Billie Jean playing. So this is definitely a childhood favorite of mine. Why this hasn't been released to DVD, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, yes, it has been released to DVD-R through one of those burn-on-demand programs, but why this hasn't gotten an actual proper DVD release, I just don't get. This movie has a huge following. It's got some great actors in it. It's got the theme song from Billie Jean is actually done by Pat Benatar. This movie actually had some money, effort, and time put into it. This isn't just some random low-budget, BS movie. This is a movie that has a huge cult following, has some great actors, has great music, done very well, a fantastic story. A movie that definitely deserves a proper DVD release. I mean, seeing as some of the movies I have on DVD are just complete shit. I mean, I have some really, really bad movies on DVD. I mean, yeah, I bought them because I like them, but, I can say they're really bad movies, especially compared to Legend of Billie Jean. So, the fact that movies like that will get released to DVD and Legend of Billie Jean does not get released to DVD makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But this is a fantastic movie from 1985, one of the best movies of the 80s, if you ask me. I'll give away the plot. I'm not going to give away the ending necessarily, but it's a very simple plot. There's a girl, Billie Jean, and her brother, who's actually played by Christian Slater, which is pretty cool. A very young Christian Slater. They meet up with basically these jocks, and they get a little bit of an argument with them, and Christian Slater spills his drink on him on purpose. He throws it in his face, and they get pissed off, obviously, find him later on, and destroy Christian Slater's his motor scooter. They destroy it. So Billie Jean's pissed off, gets an estimate for the damage done, goes to the father of the guy who destroyed it, says, I want my $600 and yada 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 dollars, and the guy basically ends up trying to rape her. So in all the confusion and whatnot of what's going on, Christian Slater actually ends up finding a gun owned by the guy, the father of the jock who destroyed the motor scooter, and Christian Slater actually ends up shooting the dad by accident. The dad says, it's not loaded. You think I'd keep a loaded gun in the store? He's like, oh, it's not loaded. Boom. Goes off, shoots him. Now, it doesn't kill him, just shoots him up in the shoulder. So he's alive and everything like that. But, of course, they go on the run. There's a manhunt for him now. The cops are after him. But the head cop is actually pretty cool. He sort of knows it was an accident, knows something fishy's going on with the dad, that shop owner. Knows something weird's going on there. This girl, is a good girl. She's from a trailer park and kind of has a little bit of a shady life, but she's all in all a good girl. She knows she probably wouldn't be shooting people up and trying to rob people and do bad things. So he's kind of thinking, okay, I obviously got to get this girl and bring her in. It's my job to do that, but something's going on here. I want to get down to the bottom of this and figure out, why this whole thing happened in the first place. So the whole movie is basically just a manhunt for Billie Jean. Kids find out about her. She becomes this, this hero to the kids. They all start cutting their hair like her. She has it really short. They start cutting their hair, dressing like her. It's a big thing. They're wearing, Billie Jean shirts and have bumper stickers and hats and all kinds of things. She becomes this huge celebrity with the kids. All the kids look up to her. Kids start kind of sticking up for themselves. There's one great scene where this kid's getting beat by his dad. And these kids come up and say, Billie Jean, you gotta help us. And even though she's on the run and she's trying to hide, she gets out of the car, walks down the street, goes to the house, and saves the kid. It's great. As far as the end of the movie, because a lot of the movie's about her just wanting the money for the bike. That's all she wants. She keeps saying fair is fair. That's the little motto for this movie is fair is fair. And she just wants the money. That's all she wants. She doesn't want any trouble. She just wants the money for the bike. So in the end, does she get the money? Well, I'll let you watch the movie and find out if she gets it. But again, I would highly recommend this. Look it up online. I'm sure you can find this online somewhere. But, at the very least, yeah, get the DVD-R. This is one of those movies that even though I'm, not a big fan of the pricing of DVD-R, as I said many times, I don't have anything wrong with the DVD-R program per se. I think it's a great idea. I just don't agree with the prices they charge for them. I think that's ridiculous. But if you're, somebody who pays a bit more for the movies, you're not like me and tries to keep a budget of only $5 per title, if you pay a little bit more for your movies than I do, then yeah, I would recommend picking up the DVD-R of this and getting it. And if you come across it on, VHS, and I'm sure it's probably released on Laserdisc, if you come across it ever, pick it up, check it out. You won't be sorry. Fantastic movie, one of the greatest 80s movies ever made. Legend of Billie Jean, it's just fantastic. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely excited about all the titles I got. Got some great deals from my local Walmart today, especially that G.I. Joe. Also finishing up my TMNT. That was fantastic. Love having the complete Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series now on DVD. That is fantastic. And also getting that Stormhawks DVD for only $1. That was another great deal. But best of all, tonight I watched The Legend of Billie Jean. It's been so long since I've seen the movie. And I was very excited that my VHS tape worked beautifully. So again, a fantastic 80s movie that I would highly, highly, highly recommend. Definitely an 80s movie you must see if you are into 80s movies. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.